My name is Kyle Hackbarth. I'm the founder of James Marketing Company, and I've been through a lot in the last year. But the one thing that's really stuck by me was my faith. Faith is something that's always kind of been important to me, and it's been important to my family. But I've grown even stronger in the last little bit here. Not only with my faith personally, but using it in everything I do with business. It's not about the money, it's not about the cars, it's not about the women. It's about honoring God in what you do. And when you can do that, it's one of the most amazing things. And it's so gratifying. You know, when you give, you receive something in your heart. And so I think the reason I'm trying to make this video is I'm not perfect. I'm a flawed man, and so many people are out there. Actually, everybody is. Everybody's flawed. But God makes us so unique and amazingly perfect in our own ways. And that's something that I continue to kind of preach with my business is it's really important to have that faith as the center component when you're running your business. And that's, we started podcasts like Business with Christ, and many different other organizations are out there now practicing faith in the aspect of business, and it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I'm somebody who, at the beginning of the summer, I was engaged. I'm no longer engaged. Things happen for a reason. And so probably one of the hardest things for me to swallow was going from that part to changing my perspective. And instead of thinking, God, why did you do this to me? It's, God, thank you for leading me in your will, in your direction. And, sometimes plan A isn't what really needs to happen. Yeah, plan A, you have the beginning of plan A, which leads you to plan B, which eventually ends up being plan C. Everything happens for a reason, and you can't connect the dots looking forward, but you always can connect them looking backwards. And so I've really started to learn that. Growing as a person, as a business owner, everything happens for a reason. You lose a client. Okay, they left for a reason. It didn't align. And there's other things that will eventually end up working, and that's okay. Probably one of the most difficult things was, trying to change my business motto after my ex-fiance and I broke up. But you know what? At the end of the day, changing it and going through that pain made me even stronger as a person, and being able to serve other people. And God has good plans, and our God is so good. And it's amazing to be able to see what Jesus has in store for every single one of us. And I think there's so many companies out there that have Jesus as the center, and you don't even know it. But it's coming more and more apparent. They see it over and over and over. And so the goal of James Marketing Company is to honor God. There's a overarching goal, which is to be the biggest Christian company in the world, and one day we'll get there. And it doesn't really matter how you define biggest. To me, it means serving people, helping people. And so if we can make the biggest impact on anybody, that's great. It's not about making the most money in the world. It's how can we serve people? How can we make the biggest impact and bring people closer to Jesus Christ? Because it's such an amazing thing. And he has the plan. And you know what? We humans can come up with any plan that we want, but if it's not in God's will, then it doesn't matter. So one of the biggest lessons I've learned in leadership is taking responsibility for things that don't go the way you wanted them to go, and praying about it and honoring God in the way that you should. Like I said, one of the most important things is honesty. And if you can't be honest with yourself and understand where things go wrong, it's really hard to kind of go in that next direction. There's been many things that have been really stressful, and it's been a struggle. But God has always provided. I will tell you right now, nothing will stop me from being the biggest Christian organization in the world. There's not a thing that will stop me. I will make that happen. And it's one of those things that I'm going to do it or I'm going to die trying. And that's one of the most impactful things I feel like I can do in my life is pursuing Jesus. I'm not the perfect Christian, and that's okay. You're not the perfect Christian, and that's okay. But Jesus loves us no matter what. If I can show Jesus' love more than anything to a company that helps businesses, helps people thrive, that's worth it to me. Every little bit of it. So, why am I making this video? We have the most amazing, amazing people. And if we can just honor God with what we do, nothing can stop us.